Okay, nice easy day today, and just a review on how to find slope. So 3 different ways we can calculate slope, or 3 different situations we can calculate slope, more like graphs, points, tables. So we start off with a graph. It gives you a line. You're just going to find 2 points on that line. Doesn't matter which 2, as long as it crosses the grid line. So I see this point here, and I see this point there. Okay. So mark them off, and then we remember slope is rise over run. So basically you make a triangle from your 2 points. You say how far up did it go, how far over did it go. So in this case it's 3 over 2, and then we're done. Okay, you simplify if you can, but you leave it as an improper fraction. Okay, because we want to think of it as every 3 you go up, we go 2 over. Okay, that's it. Oh, that's not it. How to know if it's positive or negative? Remember, if the line is running uphill, your slope is always going to be positive. If the line was going downhill, that would have a negative slope. If the line is going, should be green. If it is going horizontally, that is a slope of 0. And if you have a vertical line, remember that slope is undefined. Okay? And if you're sitting there saying, Ellis, go back to those first 2. You say, how do I know if it's going uphill or downhill? Because depending on which way I look at it, it could be either. And I will remind you that this is America. And in America, we always go from left to right. So if you follow your line starting at the left, moving to the right, and then you say, is that going uphill or down? And that will tell you if it is positive or negative. Okay. All right, second case, if we just have 2 points. So we remember we have a rule for this, the actual slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, which if you think about it is exactly the same as rise over run, because this is just change in y, and y goes up and down. And then this is change in x, which is the same as how far it goes from left to right. So we label our points. We can call this one x1, y1, x2, y2. If you wanted to call this x2, y2, that's fine. It doesn't really matter the order. Then we just put our numbers into our equation. So we have 5 minus 3 divided by 2. And then here's the only part that might trip you up. It's still minus, but then this is also a negative. So you'd say 2 minus negative 4, or more simply, this is just 2 plus 4. Okay, then you do your math. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 plus 4 is 6. We simplify, and there's our answer. Okay. Again, you leave it as a fraction. You simplify if you can. If it's improper, that's fine. If it's negative, that's fine as well. The math will look different if you switch the order. You'll still get the same numbers, but both of your signs will be opposite. So if we had called this x2, y2, we would have ended up with -2 over -6. Remember, a negative divided by a negative comes out positive anyway. So that's why it doesn't matter which one is x1, y1. You will get the same answers, just with different signs, but it'll always simplify down to the same answer, assuming you did all your math correct. All right, our last one is a table. And you can do the exact same thing you did here, because we just have a set of points. Really, we just have 5 points instead of 2. But if you don't want to use the formula, we can draw ourselves some arrows here. You pick any 2 points. These ones are kind of straightforward. It's all positives. Given the option, if you have negatives and positives, I would always try to go with the positive values, just to make the math a little bit easier on you. We see how much does x change by. So from 2 to 4 is plus 2. Y changed by plus 12. And then remember that slope is just change in y over change in x. So So the change in y we said was plus 12 or just 12. The change in x is just 2. So 12 over 2 would simplify to 6 over 1 or just 6. I know we said to keep it as a fraction. The only case where you don't leave it as a fraction is if it's a whole number or an integer, and that you don't have to put over 1. Okay, so that's it. That's slope. So notice we have 3 different, wish that was blue. We have 3 different definitions of slope here, but they're all exactly the same thing. Okay, so you can pick one of these that you like best and think of that for all of them, because these are all interchangeable with each other. Okay, that's slope. Not too bad. If you got questions, let me know. Bye.